grab yourself like a little hand towel if you have one. You can go grab one. I can wait if you don't have one like accessible in your workout area. Oh, look at you. Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. And then you can start on your back and then just make sure you mute so that when I get the recording, it doesn't get interrupted. And we'll get settled in. Oh, beautiful. And then just making your way onto your spine, find a shape that's just going to allow you a little bit of support and rest on this beautiful Saturday morning. Any shape that feels good for you. So for heart openers, sometimes I like if you have blocks, you can take a supported fish, you can take a Supta Baddha Konasana. Literally, this is your practice. Whatever you want to take here, and just begin to deepen your breath. Starting with a nice big inhale in, maybe feeling your lungs expand, feeling your heart begin to crack open. And then on the exhale out, feeling everything contract. And maybe feeling your body just kind of melt into the earth, melt into the floor a little bit deeper. And so since it is our birthday weekend, I don't know about you, but I know for me, that every time my birthday comes around, I tend to take a little bit of extra time to do some self-reflection on either just the past year or my life and how far I've come as a whole. And it's something that I realized progressively over, I would say probably the last 3-ish years when my birthday comes around, is that with each passing year, I've really started to begin to love myself even more. And I think a lot of that comes down to that I've also started to care less about what other people think of me. And I'm one of those people who in my earlier life cared a little too much about what everyone else thought of me, almost to the point of where it was far more important than my own opinion of myself. And it's funny how that relates to our yoga practice, because all yoga ever asks us to do is to show up as we are in the given moment. Yoga doesn't really care about the shape of our body. It doesn't care if we go to the peak of a pose. It doesn't care if it looks beautiful. Yoga only cares that you love yourself. And I just think that's such a beautiful reminder, and why I consistently show up on my mat, and I hope why you consistently come to yours. So on your birthday, on our birthday weekend, that's all that really matters today, is just showing up for yourself and giving yourself the love that you need on this self-care Saturday, so that when you go out into this next year, you can continuously grow and evolve and fill your own cup up even more with all of the self-love and care that you so rightfully deserve and so rightfully need. And so when you're ready to reawaken here, you can begin to maybe wiggle into fingers, wiggle into toes if that's the movement you want. Right, keeping with the theme that this is your practice, any movement to awaken. So maybe taking a full body stretch. Maybe you really want to hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side on that low back, just massaging the vertebra. Maybe you take a couple rocks and rolls, whatever it is here, until you can somehow find your way at the top of your mat in a nice seated position with your eyes closed and your hands at heart center. And once you've arrived at the top of your mat, we'll just take one big round of breath together. So a nice big inhale in, breathing in all of the love. And a nice long exhale out, releasing whatever it is that's preventing us from feeling that love. Take a little bow, a little tuck of the chin. Just take a moment of gratitude for yourself for showing up today on your mat. And blink open the eyes, make your way onto hands and knees, setting up for cat-cow. So we'll work really into the shoulders today, since we want to open up that heart space. So first, just with those cat-cow, stack your shoulders right over the wrists, hips over the knees, knees and our hips width apart, and then begin to drop that belly on an inhale. Really expanding the chest, expanding the heart. And on the exhale, feel the spine round as you push the earth away, maybe tuck the chin. Taking 3 more rounds like that, big inhales in. And some long exhales out. Beautiful, take 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, big inhale. And exhale, cat. Nice, come back to neutral spine. And then we're just gonna play a little bit with the shoulders. So like you're gonna take that cow, I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades together, but keep your spine flat. And then on that exhale, round and try to push them away, keeping the spine flat so you're not really dumping into the shoulders and just moving back and forth between the shoulder flexion and shoulder extension. So inhaling, shoulder blades kiss, and then exhaling, move apart. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Coming back to neutral spine, so the shoulder blades are nice and neutral. Rotate your right palm so the fingers face the right side of the room. Rotate the left to face the left side of the room, and maybe just sway side to side. Just warming up the wrists a little bit. And then this is beautiful if this is where you want to stay. If you have that mobility, you can always spin the right fingertips to face that right knee, left fingertips to face the left knee, and maybe rock back and forth. And then just slowly releasing that wrist rotation, come back to neutral. And just sit on your shins, sinking the hips back, sitting up at the back of your mat, and then just flick your wrists forward like you're shaking some water towards your camera. Just really getting those wrists nice and warm since we're gonna get into the shoulders today. And then make your way back towards tabletop. Walk your palms, one handstand forward, curl the toes, meet me in downward facing dog. Taking any pedal of the feet here that feels good for you. Any movement really, so maybe it's a rise and a fall into the balls of the feet and the heels. Taking 2 more breaths. On the couch in your stone. Last round of breath. Coming to a little bit of stillness. Feeling the anchoring of the heels, the press of the palms, almost like your palms are trying to open up a jar. And then rise into your tiptoes on an inhale, roll forward to your first plank pose. Feeling the shoulders step over the wrists. And then that same shoulder flexion and extension that we took in the cat-cow we'll take here. So on the inhale, your shoulder blades will kiss. And then exhale as they push that mat away, they'll move apart. Keeping the spine nice and flat, inhale. And exhale. You should feel your triceps and biceps firing as well. Really push that mat away. So you're taking any of that extra pressure out of the wrist. One more rotation in and out. On this inhale, rock your weight forward. Shoulders move just over the fingertips. Tap the knees. Unhook the toes. Use the inhale to pump open the chest. Let the elbow creases spin forward and then bend on that exhale. To lower nice and slow like you're moving through mud all the way to the floor. Pressing into the shoelace side of the feet. Feel the palms scrub back. Take a cobra on an inhale. And then float your palms off the mat. Lengthen and lift the feet. Holding here in this modified locust for 3. Beautiful for 2. Last big inhale, maybe lift and lengthen a little higher. Exhale, let everything melt to the floor. Curl the toes, push up your plank, inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Nice big inhale in. And a nice long open mouth sigh, exhale out. Inhale, rise into tiptoes. Take a big bend to the knees, look forward, and just walk your feet up to meet your hands. Coming to ragdoll pose. Feet in or hips width apart. Opposite hand can find opposite elbow crease if that's the shape you want to take. I've been loving just letting my knuckles kind of face towards the earth like a gorilla. And then just gently rock side to side. Bringing all of your weight towards the balls of the feet so your heels feel weightless. A little give to the knees. And then if you have that bind, just release it. Toe ball, heel your feet together. Take your first flat back on an inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And then forward fold on the exhale out. Little bend to the knees, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, coming to mountain. Maybe feeling the shoulders shrug up to the ears on that inhale, letting them melt down the back on the exhale. Beautiful, arms sweep up overhead, big inhale. And hinge at the hips, forward fold on the exhale. Inhale, flat back. On your exhale, just plant your palms, step your left leg back to low runner's lunge. Option to drop that left knee to the floor or leave it lifted. Grab a block if you want to inside of that right foot. Any measurement. Left palm will come to the block or your mat. Right palm to the low back. Take an inhale, lengthen and lift the torso off the right leg. And then exhale, twist over to the right side. If you feel like your shoulders stack, you can reach that top arm towards the ceiling.
Baby, this trophy isn't real.
And then if you want to keep with that heart opener today, maybe you take that top arm, raise it towards the top of your mat, lengthening into the heart, lengthening into that right side body. Big inhales as you lengthen, and then pushing into the block or your mat on the exhale to twist. One more big inhale. On your exhale, untwist. Meet me back in low runner's lunge. If you have the block, just move it out of the way. Step yourself back to plank. Rock your weight forward on an inhale. Tap your knees, unhook the toes. Lifting up that chest one more time, inhale. This time on the exhale, just lower halfway like a tricep push-up. Inhale, push back up to modified plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push. For 3. For 2. This time lower halfway and pause. You can continue to lower to the floor or maybe press into the tops of the feet. Open up the chest as you roll the shoulder blades down and back for upward facing dog. Exhale, low belly. Touch the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice inhale in. And a nice long exhale out. On that inhale, rise up to the toes. Bend into the knees, look forward, step, walk, hop, float. To the top of your mat. Flat back, inhale. And forward fold on the exhale. Root to rise, reverse swan dive, extend the mountain. Forward fold on the exhale. Beautiful, flat back, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, took the right leg back, low runner's lunge on the left. Setting up for that twist. So grabbing your block to the inside of the left foot, right palm to your mat or your block, left palm to the low back. Inhale as you lengthen. And then exhale, twisting from the navel and your heart space over to the left. If you feel like the hips are nice and square and the shoulders stack, that left arm can reach high. You want to add that extra layer, maybe the left arm reaches overhead towards the top of your mat. Big inhales to lengthen. Deep exhales to twist. Beautiful, one more, inhale. Exhale, untwist, meet me back in low runner's lunge. Just ditch the block out of the way. Plant both palms to frame that left foot, step back to plank. We'll take those same push-ups again. Maybe you tap the knees or maybe you leave them lifted. But on that exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. One more full push-up. This time, if you want to take chaturanga, rock the weight forward, lower halfway. Come to up dog on that inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Big inhales in. And some open mouth sigh, exhales out. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. 1 more big inhale. And exhale. This inhale, you rise to the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, hop, float to the top of your mat. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Bring the toes together, sliver of gap for light between the heels. Bend your knees, sink your hips, maybe in chair pose. Utkatasana. If you're feeling tension in the neck and shoulders, or maybe your arms are just feeling heavy after all of that work, you can cactus the arms. Take a peek down. Can you see your tippy toes? If not, bring your weight a little closer to the heels. 2 more breaths. Last full round of breath. On your inhale, come to stand. Reach your arms up overhead if you have them cactus. Exhale, fold back over the hips. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, plant your palm, step back to plank. Optional vinyasa if you want to flush that chair out, lowering halfway or all the way. Big inhale for upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, your toes will come together. Float that right leg high. On the exhale, right knee to nose for plank. Big inhale, down, duck lift. Exhale, core plank, right knee to nose. Squeeze the core, maybe in low runner's lunge. This time we'll sit up for warrior one, and we will be using the towels. We don't come to stand yet, but hop that left foot in. So you can drop the heel. Try to get your hips as square as possible. Mine stay at a little more of a 45-degree angle. And then maybe widen the stance so your heels are on that same train track. From here, grab your towel, nice and wide. Lift the torso off that right thigh and reach your towel towards the top of your mat. So you're in a nice flat back, feeling a nice little bit of energy shake in those triceps. Recognizing that the shoulder blades are rolling down in black, kissing like they did earlier. We were playing with that shoulder flexion and extension. Take one more round of breath here. And then ground down as you come all the way to stand for warrior one. From here, drop that towel from the right palm. Bend into the left elbow. That palm will face your back. And then reach your right arm back so that the palm faces the back of the room, coming into cow face. So feeling a little pull, tug of war between the towel. And then you can even play here, pulling back and forth, really getting into that left shoulder. Still keeping the strong base of that warrior one. So pretend there's a block in front of that right knee. Take one more round of breath.
It's there in your eyes.
Ever so gently release the towel from the right arm. Reach both arms up overhead. You can drop the towel all the way to the floor. And then on your exhale, open up to your warrior two. Feeling almost like your palms are pressing onto a shelf. So everything's still really engaged in that upper chest. While you're opening up the hips. And maybe allow yourself to close your eyes here. Take a moment to let the rest of your world kind of melt away. Giving yourself this space for a little introspection and reflection.
At least for now, surviving.
Take one more inhale. Nice open mouth side exhale. You close those eyes, gently leave them open. With that right palm, reach forward, and then on your inhale, paint the ceiling, reverse the warrior, and just pause for a long inhale in. And a long exhale out. Nice, one more inhale. Cartwheel your hands, low runner's lunge on the exhale. From here, look forward and step forward. Bring the toes together, sliver of gap for light between the heels, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose, Utkatasana. Take one more round of breath. On this inhale, come to stand. Bring the weight to the left foot, hug that right knee to the chest. And then take a T-twist, left arm forward, right arm back. If you want to layer, you can bring the left palm to the outer edge of that right knee. Right palm to the low back and play a little bit of a tug of war with the palm against the thigh or the knee. Twist a little deeper. One more round of breath. Come back to center, both arms reach up overhead. Plant the right toes next to the left, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. Big inhale in. Some deep exhales out. Beautiful, one more inhale. And exhale. Come to stand again on an inhale. Bring your weight to the right foot, left knee hugged in. Take the T-twist over to the opposite side. And then you can take the right palm to the outer edge of the left knee or thigh, left palm to the low back. Play a little tug of war with the palm of the knee to twist a little deeper. On that inhale, come back to center, both arms reach up overhead. Drop the left toes next to the right, sink the hips, chair pose. One more inhale in. Forward fold on the exhale out. Flat back, inhale. Plant your palms, step back to plank, step back to down dog, take a vinyasa. You choose what feels good for you. We'll take that right to the other side. So once you're in downward facing dog, toes together, left leg will lift high on the inhale. Rise up to the right tiptoes, exhale. Left knee to nose, core plank. Down dog split, inhale. Exhale. Left knee to nose, core plank, squeeze. Step to low runner's lunge. Setting up for the warrior one on the left. So spin the back right toes to hop the heel in any amount. Taking a moment to get really stable in that lower body. And then grabbing that towel again. In both palms, lift the torso off the left thigh. Reach your arms towards the top of the mat. Extending your warrior one. A little bit of core activation, a little bit of tricep extension. 2 more breaths. Last round of breath. Grounding down, come all the way to stand on an inhale. On that exhale, release the towel from the left palm. Bend into the right elbow. The right palm will face your back. Left arm reaches back. Palm will face the back of the room. Grab for that towel. And then play that tug of war with the cow face. Just opening up that right shoulder a little bit. Pretending still like there's this imaginary block in front of that left shin. So you still have a nice big bend to the left knee. Take one more round of breath. Gently release the towel from the left arm. Reach both arms up overhead. You can ditch the towel. And then on your next exhale, open up to the warrior two. I'm so glad to have you. 2 more breaths. Last full round of breath. Left palm will flip, reach forward on that inhale, paint the ceiling, reverse that warrior. So just stay for that nice side body stretch. One big inhale in. And a nice long exhale out. One more long inhale. On the exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot, low runner's lunge, look forward, step forward. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold on the exhale. Toes together, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose, inhale. From this chair pose, bring your arms out to the T. Bring your weight to the right foot, feel the left toes up off the floor, coming into eagle, cross the left thigh over the right. Maybe you let the toes hover, maybe you take a bind, maybe you tap the toes for stability. And then your left arm will come underneath the right for a bear hug, a single, or a double bind. Really squeezing the inner thighs if you're feeling wobbly. Sink your hips lower. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's actually going to give you a little bit more stability. One more round of breath here. And then we're going to take a fun transition as I fall over into half moon. So unravel, kick that left leg back. As you open up the torso, maybe reach for your block, 6 to 12 inches. Outside of the right pinky toes or your palms come to the floor. Big bend to that right knee, float back to warrior two. Flip that front right palm, reverse the warrior big inhale. Exhale, side angle. So torso reaches forward, hips move back. You can gently lift the right forearm, come to the inside of the right thigh, left arm will reach nice and high. If you want to come with me today for a little more heart opening, take your left hand, wrap it behind the back for a half bind, and then maybe let your right palm float up to your heart space. Try to use both obliques as you twist your heart closer to the ceiling. Right ribs are rotating towards the sun. Few more rounds of breath. Last full round of breath. Coming back to warrior two. On that inhale. Just staying for one exhale. Flip the right palm, reach forward, big inhale, reverse. Listen carefully on the exhale, hands cartwheel to the inside of the right foot. Spin of the ball of the left toe, walk that right foot nice and wide. We'll take an active lizard here to begin. So you can stay right here, feeling the right knee, right shoulder kiss, the press of the palms, almost like that little protraction in the shoulders again. If you want a little more length, you can walk your palms forward. Maybe they move off of the top of your mat and just bow your head. Two more breaths wherever you are. Blank page for your poetry, if you let it be. Don't tell yourself. On that next inhale, if you moved your palms forward, just walk them. So the wrists are right back under the shoulders, and then tap that left knee to the floor, unhook the toes, take your passive lizard, so your deepest opening of the hip. Maybe you come down to forearms. That's not my favorite. I like to stay on my palms. Sometimes I like to take another little twist and crack. You can even take a bind to get into that left quad. Taking about 5 rounds of breath to play here with whatever it is that your body's needing. You know trouble's always gonna be there. Don't let it bring you to your knees. One more round of breath. And then just making your way back to low runner's lunge. Walk that right foot back in between the two palms. Curl the left toes. Lift that left knee. Step back to plank. Taking an optional vinyasa. We haven't done one in a while. So maybe just a nice flush, a nice flow of energy. Feeling your heart beating. Feeling all of the blood and the buzzing within the body. Once you've made your way back to downward facing dog, rise up to the tiptoes, take a bit of knees, look forward, step walk, hop float to the top of your mat. Bring the big toes together, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose, Utkatasana. Setting up for eagle on the left, so arms come out to the T. Weight to that left foot. Cross that right thigh over the left. Sink the hips really low. You can tap the toe, leave it lifted, take the bind. And then your right arm will come underneath the left, taking your bind in the upper body. To really feel this in the back of the heart space, make sure you're lifting the elbows up off of the chest. Sinking the hips nice and low for stability. One more round of breath. And then unraveling everything out here. Kick that right leg back behind you as you open up the hips, maybe coming into that very brief half moon. Your block, your palm will come 6 to 12 inches outside of that left toe. Take a big bend to the left knee, float back to warrior two. Left palm flips, reach forward, big inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle, hips move back. Torso reaches forward to gently let that forearm freeze the inside of the left thigh. Right arm can reach high. You want to take that same variation today. You can take the hash bind with the right arm behind the low back. Let your left palm come to the chest. I also like to use my right palm. Just kind of press my left sit bone and my left glute a little closer to the earth so it softens. 3 more breaths. Two more breaths. Last full round of breath. Using the inhale to come back to warrior two. Lift that left palm big, inhale, reverse, paint the ceiling. On the exhale, cartwheel your hands to the inside of the left foot, spin in the ball of the right toes, walk the left foot wide for that lizard lunge. Taking a moment to feel stable, almost pressing the palms away like you feel the shoulder blades protract, that left knee, left shoulder are kissing. And then if you want to take a little bit of a spinal extension, you can walk your palms closer towards the top of your mat. Maybe they leave, so I don't have as much length on this side, so my palms are just gonna land right at the top of my mat. And that's okay, right? Wherever you land on this side, just honor it with your breath. Letting judgment, fear, and doubt all disappear. Last full round of breath. And then on that inhale, just walking the palms so the wrists are right back underneath the shoulders. Drop that right knee under the toes, taking your passive deepest hip opener on the left side. Knowing that you have the space to do something different here than you did on the right. That's part of honoring yourself and your body. It's knowing what your body needs in any given moment. Showing yourself unbridled love and compassion. Take one more round of breath. Making your way back to low runner's lunge, walking that left foot to the middle of your mat so the palms frame the foot. Curl the right toes, lift that right knee, step back to plank. Take one final vinyasa of choice if that's what you want today. Knowing that you can skip it and just meet me in down dog. Once you land in downward facing dog, tap the knees, bring the toes together, take a child's pose, sink your hips back towards the heels. Feeling your heart beating here in this moment. Maybe feeling a bit more open, a bit more space, a bit more love. We'll take one final heart opener here before we begin to close out our practice. So just make your way back to tabletop. Restacking the wrists underneath the shoulders, hips are over the knees. From here, step your left leg back, almost like you're coming into plank, so curling into the toes. And maybe you just take a little rock back and forth, getting into that left calf. We don't always really get a nice deep stretch in our calves in yoga, except for down dog. We just did a whole bunch of balancing, so this should feel really good. And then just coming back to neutral, so restack the shoulders over the wrist. Bring your right palm a little bit more center. You can rotate that right knee to face the right side of the room to any degree that'll allow you to open up your torso over to the left. Coming into modified side plank. And this is beautiful. You can stay right here. However, we have a couple more variations for length and heart opening. So if you want a bit more activity in the core, you can lift that left leg up off the floor, bringing your weight to the right palm and that right shin. If you want a side body stretch, you can take the left arm, reach it up overhead. If you really want to hit the heart space one more time, bend into the left knee, try to catch the top of the left foot with that left palm. And then kick the foot into the palm to rotate the heart, rotate that right rib a little closer to the ceiling. Holding here for 3. Holding here for 2. Holding here for one more round of breath. Ever so gently release the bind. Plant the palms. Rotate the torso. Plant that left knee. Toes together. Take child's pose. How you curl your lip when you concentrate enough. I wanna know.
was living for long.
Making your way back onto hands and knees, we'll take that right to the other side. So once you've restacked, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, extend the right toes back, curling into the feet, maybe take a nice 2 rounds of a calf stretch.
Only the sweetest words remain.
And then just coming back to neutral, shoulders step over the wrists. You can begin to rotate that left knee a little closer to the right side of the room, any degree, as you bring that left palm to the center of the mat, so you can open up your torso to the right side. And then again, you can stay here. This is beautiful. If you want to layer, bring your weight to the left palm, lift the right shoulder off the floor. If you're craving the extension on this side, reach the top arm towards the top of your mat. And then if you want to get into the heart space one more time, bend to the right knee. Try to catch the top of the right foot with that right palm. Taking the foot into the palm to really rotate that left rib, your heart close to the ceiling. Last round of breath. Gently release the bind. Plant the right palm, rotate the torso, drop that right knee, toes together. Take one more child's pose. From here, let your palms scrub back so they land right in front of your knees, pressing into the palms, just roll up to a seated position. Sitting on your glutes, letting your legs reach out in front of you. We'll take one final deep hamstring stretch since we did a ton of balancing today. So reach your arms up overhead on an inhale, and then leading with the heart on the exhale, try to keep the flat back as you reach your palms, your fingers towards the toes, and just let them land on your body wherever they arrive. Now you can stay here, keeping a little bend to the knees. If you want to continue with that heart opening, you can begin to move the shoulder blades apart. Take a little deeper round into the spine as you tuck the chin to the chest on an exhale. And then inhale, come back to flat back, almost like you're coming into cow. And keep continuing moving through that cat-cow, inhaling and exhaling. Your breath per movement. Taking 2 more rotations of that if you're coming with me. And then just slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Scooting yourself forward, planting the feet, and just meeting me on your spine. Hugging your knees into the chest, you can just take a minute to rock side to side here on the low back. Maybe you start to take some little wrist, some knee circles as well. Any movement here, just massaging that space in between your tailbone and your mid-back. And we'll take one last little twist, supine twist from here. So just let your knees fall over to the left side of the room, right arm can extend. Nice passive twist, letting your gaze fall over one side of the mat or the other. Maybe your gaze stays neutral. On that next inhale, let your knees come towards center, and then take them over to the right, letting your left arm extend. Tug your knees into your chest. Roll yourself into a tiny ball. Give yourself one final juicy yummy squeeze. And then letting yourself melt to the earth. Take your Shavasana, whatever shape that is that your body wants to land in today. And take one big inhale in. In your deepest open mouth sigh, exhale out. Taking a moment here as you pause to do a full body internal and external scan. Recognizing where you're feeling more space, maybe more vulnerability and openness. And also in that same instance, recognizing where you're still holding tension. And as you allow yourself to relax here and melt into the floor, try to take your breath to some of those tighter spaces where you're still maybe clenching your jaw, holding on to space and tightness in the hips. Send your breath to that area. Letting everything just melt. Letting everything just crack open, exposing your heart, your soul, your light, your glow. The rest of the world. There's this beautiful, in my opinion, phrase that I read recently that I intend to keep with me, and it is, lose your mind, find your soul. And it's not lose your mind in the sense of going crazy. It is more so losing doubt, losing fear, losing expectation, losing self-worry, negative self-talk, losing basically all of the things that don't serve you and your heart. So that you can find your soul and you can glow and spread your light completely and openly. And so allow your yoga practice, not just today, but always, be a beautiful practice of losing your mind and finding your soul. When you're ready, you can begin to reawaken however that feels good for you today. So maybe that's a wiggle of the fingers, a wiggle of the toes, a full body stretch. Any way you want to make yourself back up to that seated position. So maybe pausing in a fetal position, maybe that's a rock and a roll, you choose. And then make your way back to the top of your mat, bringing your eyes closed and your hands to heart center. Taking one final full round of breath here, breathing in the love, the openness, and exhaling every doubt, worry, fear, expectation that's no longer serving you. Letting your palms float up to your third eye, that space just in between the brow. And bowing down this Saturday, all of the beautiful light and glow within me honors and appreciates and adores the same glow within you. Namaste.